Well, the YouTube Tiff site here back with another video. I haven't been on this for a while and I had some stuff come up. Similarities and other stuff, and due to a movie I watched, or a documentary, and it was all about UFOs and sightings. Mind you, I got a whole, actually let me go, and this is the reason why it brought me back up to this story. Let me get down to, there we go. Bear with me. Nope, I could pick camera shots of that. Due to the fact, 1967, and this was all due to the Mothman of Point Pleasant. And as you can see, November 18th, 1966. This is the show on Amazon, Mothman of Point Pleasant. But what caught my attention to this, 67, there was a bunch of stuff, and this was from a news reporter, mind you, writing down. Not only did this news reporter come into, like many others back in this 1960s, called the Men in Black, of what they were called. But I wonder why the Men in Black film was made. But obviously a 49 Buick it looked like. You got a young kid, supposedly something like 25 years old. Nearly black hair, neatly combed. You know, whatever a mod shirt is. Never got out of the car, about 25 years old, but obviously they were looking at this person. But this news reporter got, to see firsthand on end. February 23rd, heard a knock on the door, no one there, found note, printed in pencil. And, beeping sound. The note said, "We know who you are." I forgot where that went. I don't think I got that. "We know who you are," and it said, "We know what you've seen." But to go on, November 67th, 1967, but remember this month, November 67, November. The bridge that collapsed in December in 1967, that was out in Point Pleasant. The river that, and the bridge that connected Point Pleasant to Ohio. But the list goes on and on and on about 67. December 67, December 1966. And the bigger note was November. Right there, read it and weep. 1966. Mind you, the real true story that I believe that brought forth the Mothman was the chief who was murdered November 10th, 1777. Notice how the years connect there with the two identical numbers. 1777, 1966. November 10th, November 18th is when this all written down, started to show. And it went on through November. It did calm down throughout the summer, say so, of in the beginning of 67. But between November and sometime in December, and even in 67, when the bridge fell, Mothman was sighted that night, or the night before, or something like that. Which I think to me, the Mothman was definitely giving a sign that something bad was going to happen. I don't think he was there to break havoc like people said, but he was there to make people know that you are walking in where everybody got, located. This Mothman was all in the same area where everybody traveled. Everybody was driving by. Everybody was in the vicinity of the same area. And what I think it is that Mothman was letting people know that you shall not come on the sacred land. Be respectful to that sacred land, because everybody that had talked about this, and it was multiple people in the Mothman incidents through that time of 66 and 67, throughout them years, none of them died from the Mothman. So it's rightfully the way it is that this creature was just given a sign to be aware where you're walking, especially being almost the exact date of the death of the great chief of once who roamed that land and owned it. No joke is right. No joke when it comes to Native American dwellings. Which leads me to, Stella Lansing. Because she, too, saw a creature. And she, too, not only was the Mothman a big thing around here, and the Men in Black, there was also UFO sightings. And what I think the UFOs did was pretty much with the electronic magnetic fields that they bring off their ships, I want to say, is what releases these spirits and these old things too. So not only could have been an anniversary, but this could have definitely brought and raised, the power of the stuff that, energy that comes off of spaceships could have released this too. And brings me to my thoughts, theories, and ideas on stuff like this. Because every time you hear about stuff like this, there's always a Native American tale with it also. And natives have been known to see UFOs and do the writings on the walls back in the day. I mean, it goes on and on, as you can see with all this 67, and there's the bridge sign, and this is a place I want to look in, but this is now a park, say so, Adobe Field, or whatever you call it, where recent sightings of the Mothman have been seen. Which brings me to this movie, as I put up this video. Hopefully I don't get friggin' copyrighted for it, but that man right there, Native American, a burial right there. Someone came and took a sacred thing from him and released the skinwalker. You disrespect the land, you disrespect the spirit, you disrespect the natives, they released. And that's right there in that movie, proof and the best known fact of why the skinwalker was made. And that could be rightfully what the Mothman is. Just the spiritual creature to make you know with them big red eyes to stay off this native land. So it does bring me to Massachusetts, out the Northampton way. Very, very, crazy stuff that I found in my research through all of this. And leads me back to this. The creatures being seen, the UFOs, the Men in Black. All were led here started in 1961 for this woman. Ended up in 1965 or 66. The night of Halloween of 66. Look at that. Not even a month before, out there in Pleasant Point, this woman seen a strange, grotesque creature. Around 7:20 p.m., she parked a car facing the water of a nearby lake. Just as Stella was about to cut off the headlight, she saw a head bobbing up and down dark, frigid waters of the lake. Her eyes stuck to the emerging figure from the water, and then she, scared out of her mind, she punched her car in reverse, pulled away from the shoreline that was uncomfortably close. In the panic of things, she managed to see that the humanoid-looking thing had crawled its way onto the shore and began running towards. That's right. Get that. Same thing the Mothman did. Same damn thing. Make itself known. And there I was looking for this lake, and I thought it was in Northampton. I thought she lived in Northampton. She grew up in Northampton. Where all this occurred, I can't believe it. They literally, and no lie, when I was looking for this in the first round, when I got dug deep into this case, I could not find anywhere or any indications of where she would have lived to have encounter all this stuff. And lo and behold, I looked it up the other day, and I could not believe what I found. As we go on to say, found her obituary. And no kidding. Formerly of Smith Street. Now, before I even put the map on this, I went to this place, found it, and now I even spoke of it. And about what's beneath us is the key word. Not what's in outer space no more. What's underneath us. What's in them big mountains out there. Because I got some other cases I'm looking into of disappearances of stuff I covered before. And I just watched the David Paulides 411 hunting 411. And I'm sure the people did not lie in this. I know there's some tarnished stuff on David Paulides, but the people in this story do not, and I guarantee would not. And I'd put $100 grand and show you $100 grand that these people did not lie, nor did they, would have done anything but what's beneath us and out in them mountains and woods where he was searching, and where we will go over in another video. I have some ideas, thoughts, and theories of what happened to this man, and it's a hugely insane story. But what is beneath us? And why do I keep saying that? Because I think waterways with waters with no depth, and I want to find out now that I know exactly where her house was, where it said this creature came out of the waters. That was around near her house, mind you. And it was in Palmer, Mass. And guess what? Where I was, and I found out where she, right here, Burleigh Park. See them little power lines there? I did a whole video on this. Not knowing where the pond she was, or lake, knowing where she was, where she saw this creature, and I wanted to find this place, and I can't believe it finally came up. But see that yellow line? That used to be the original road. That road atop that is now the road. This one leads into the park, and it's like, I think it might be a dead end. You might not be able to get out on that end, or you can. But right there where the park is where she saw her alien encounter with a bouncing ball, orbs of lights, but they were huge. They were in the power lines I brought. If you want to check that out, I do a video of that, and I might be going back to this place again. But lo and behold, right there is the frickin' lake where she saw the creature emerge. Now, if there's any goddamn way that I can get to this lake at that time I'm gonna try my damnedest to do so. But it is on Halloween. I got the goddamn kids I gotta take out for candy and... But there it is, folks. Not 2 stone steps away from that road. So I am excited. I went back into this case and found the place where the creature dwells. Maybe if I get out there around October, it's right. See what I can get. But I'm going to take my round around that road. See where I can get into this lake. But the depth of it and what's beneath that lake, just like Silver Lake at Fort Devens, now Devens, as a Native American tribe said, there's no something huge mountain fell in there, got sucked up. What's under this one? Unbelievable find. Till that next video, be safe, take care, and always believe. And remember, what's beneath us is the question.